The reason why so many Americans are so unhappy right now is because they are losing control of their own lives. They feel like they don't have a say in what happens in their own country. And that's because their purchasing power is in decline. So their financial options are very much limited. The money is pretty much going into the hands of a small group of people. Doesn't matter if you're on the left or the right. It's pretty obvious at this point. The middle class is shrinking. The purchasing power, that means what you're able to acquire, what you're able to get as far as a house, a car, or things you need in life, food, whatever, is declining. Your money is giving you less. And that's what's happening. It's a sad decline here in America. You see it in a lot of different facets. You see it in foreign policy. Trump accused Kim and Z and Putin of conspiring against America when they met up in China, and the Chinese put on a really big parade. It was really impressive. I mean, I don't know much about military power, but compared their parade, their military parade was super tight and super organized, very impressive. And you look at what we did, and look at Trump's sad parade. I mean, it just wasn't like that. So, you see it when you go to cities. The cities are falling apart. Trump apparently is talking about putting troops in the cities. I don't think that has anything to do with keeping the city safe. I think they're preparing for a big event that we don't know about. But anyway, that's just a whole other issue right there. I think it's going to be a big backlash. I actually think that when Trump starts to crack down on those, it could be those employers who employ illegal immigrants. The backlash may be tremendous. But anyway, I think that's key to actually dealing with this mass deportation situation. They need to go after the employers, people who employ the illegal immigrants, and people who house them. Start producing some serious consequences for them. Send them to jail if they're committing fraud. Send them to prison if they're committing fraud. Start finding people, make it financially unattractive. You'll see some people say, okay, maybe this isn't the best place for me. But anyway, it's sad when you look at the foreign policy. Going back to foreign policy, Trump, he continues to struggle to get Putin to sign a peace. There's no incentive. Putin's military is in command. They're winning. There's no incentive to sign off on some deal that's going to be detrimental to their country. They don't really need to do that. And just watching Trump flail. It's not just about Trump either. It doesn't matter who you voted for. This American empire is definitely in decline. And part of the reason is because we had a bunch of unnecessary wars that really weren't in the best interest of the American people. They're in the interest of special interests of some certain corporations, whatever, certain interests that weren't the middle class, regular people's interests. A lot of it had to do with how the government handled Social Security and Medicaid and just the spending in general. A lot of fraud in that. They handled Social Security like a Ponzi scheme. They needed more and more people to come into the system and pay into the system to pay for the people who are currently in the system. It was handled like a Ponzi scheme. Doesn't matter what your politics are. You got to look at the numbers. The fact of the matter is, the baby boomers were a large generation, a lot of them, and subsequent generations have been smaller. And Generation X is really small, going to be small compared to the baby boomers, and Alpha is going to be probably even smaller. So what that means, you're going to have less workers entering the workforce to help pay for these entitlement programs. But the country is clearly in decline, and people are struggling because they're being left behind, and that's why a lot of people are frustrated. You see signs of a country in decline in a number of different ways. The way that people interact with one another. There's a breakdown of actual community where a lot of people just don't care even about themselves. How many bonnets do we have to see in the grocery store? I can't go to the grocery store without seeing bonnets or people in their PJs. People just don't give a damn. It's sad. You see the music, the decline in culture, decline in the quality of television shows. Well, there's still some good shows. Movies, there's still some good movies, but you see a decline in originality and creativity. Even when it comes to sports, people just don't care. Nobody really. The NBA, they're showing all their games. They're going to be showing. They made this 11-year deal where they're going to show their games on a bunch of different networks. They don't care if the fans can find the games or not. They don't care. They're just going to grab the money and just run. I mean, they just don't care. It seems like there's no pride in what people are actually doing anymore. People just don't care. Boxing, that's becoming embarrassing. I'm looking forward to the Crawford-Canelo fight. I don't think they should be fighting 2 different weight classes. I don't think somebody should be going up 2 or 3 weight classes to fight undisputed champion like Canelo. I don't think that's a good idea. But anyway, it's getting more and more ridiculous. I heard about, what was it, Jake Paul or somebody who's going to fight Tank Davis? What the hell you have like a cruiserweight fighting a smaller guy, a lightweight, a light welterweight? What the hell is going on? Like, what supposed to be? I don't know if it's an exhibition or what. What are they doing? It's all about, they're just a money grab. I mean, that's just it. I mean, and then I'm hearing Tyson versus who? Mayweather? In an exhibition? God, man. And culturally, socially, you know, you're seeing you're seeing a decline, a sad decline, a decline in the family. How many people are in the black community who grew up without a father? And you're starting to see that stuff more and more in other populations as well. So social, economic. You have 25-year-olds who can't buy a house, 30-year-olds who can't buy a house, 35-year-olds who can't buy a house. It's crazy. You have economic decline. You have cultural decline. You have social decline. That's what you have. And these are symptoms of the decline. The question is, can we turn around, or can we still create a great country that's not an empire, and a country that's designed to benefit the people who actually live in it? At least most of the people who actually live in it. I mean, that's a question I have for you guys. And what's the best way to go about doing that? I think we're going to be seeing some pretty extreme ideologies when people realize that the whole system is a scam. We told all these college kids, oh, take your ass to college and get all these degrees, and you have all these kids with degrees, and they're coming out, and I'm reading that a lot of them are having a hard time finding jobs. Yeah, so a lot of them are going to feel like, hey, I got screwed over. This was a bad deal. So anyway, guys, a gradual, sad decline. That's what we're looking at. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Don't forget, the future belongs to those who prepare for it today.